I'm interested in your perspective. Like a year ago, you were looking at this from the operator perspective. You know what I mean? With Parsley, you were running on the completion side. Now you're on service side / software side. What's the learning from that? Like, what's that look like? There's a lot of people out there that work in your space and are kind of like, well, how do I get involved more in the technology side of things? I think I see things going this technology way. We're outsourcing all these things. You made a jump to give it a shot. Like, how's that been for you, man?
Yeah, it's the perspective change is great, right? So I love looking behind the curtain to all the activities, all the efforts, all the teams that are within Cold Bore that you don't see on the outside, right? From a technology perspective, I think most operators know it's coming. It's just a matter of how to go about it, right? Whether they do it internally or they reach out to companies like Cold Bore to kind of push the needle forward on making data-driven decisions, right? Regardless of its operations or frac design, right? So seeing it from this aspect has been a good perspective shift, right? I see all the efforts that's happening with the automation team and the developers. They're doing really good work. We have a lot of smart people here, and it's cool seeing them do their thing and kind of bringing it forward to the client. So yeah, in a nutshell, I like the perspective change. I think it's good and healthy for my career, and hopefully it'll help the company as we go forward. I'm 2 months in today, I think. So a lot to digest over the 2 months. My mind's still spinning, right? But so far so good.
Oh man, that's a good perspective, because it's almost like playing offense, defense, however you look at it, where it's like you're on one side and then you see behind the curtain, see another side. It's just like being able to play another position in the industry. And yeah, no matter where you go in the industry, it just gives a more three-dimensional experience of what's going on. What's that look like on a day-to-day? Like what, you join the Cold Bore business, and I mean, you bring up a strong background on the operator side of things, the operations, strong ability to analyze data, use data to make changes that reduce costs, increase efficiency. You spend a lot of time with many different operators now.
Yeah, so I think my role within the company is still evolving. I think, right now I'm face up with clients, which I wasn't expecting really to be right off the bat. But it's been good because you kind of get thrown into it with the backing of the team, and then you're working with the operator to align, what their goals are, right? So it's the day-to-day is different each day, right? A lot of client meetings, and we're getting good information and feedback from them. Or maybe it comes to specific analytics requests that they need. I've been doing a lot of that recently, diving into their operational data and seeing if we can establish some baselines for their operational KPIs, right? And I think that's something we can improve on as a company, is getting feedback and talking with the operations teams within these companies, right? There's a lot of meat on the bone to be had. And so we see eye to eye and we're working together. So it's not our way or their way. It's hopefully we can set a baseline with all of our clients to use these analytics so they can become actionable on location, right? So that's the struggle. We have all of this good data. It's clean, it's on demand, but how do we harness it, right? And how do we have our clients how do we empower the clients to make good decisions? That's kind of where I think we're going to bridge the gap over the next few months. And it's not just bar charts. It's not just analytics. It's not just pumping hours per day. It's not just stages per day. Those KPIs matter, but there's another level we can kind of dive into that I think we haven't yet as a company.
That's excellent, man. I mean, yeah, your perspective on seeing that whole thing come together. And you spend so much time with customers, too, like with them. And it's neat seeing you with customers too, because like sometimes some of us have been on the service side so long, we always feel like we got something to sell. And it's like when you sit down with operators, with our customers, I mean, it's like you guys almost kind of bro out, because you just get each other really, really, really well. And it's like, it's almost like magic for me to see, because you're so good at building relationships with these guys. And
that's the goal. I think I've never sold anything in my life. I've never had any sales background, training, or anything of that nature. But I think from the client perspective, if you're looking for a product or you have a sales guy that's talking to you, you can kind of see through the BS real quick, and you don't want that relationship with your sales guys. You want honesty and open communication with them. And you want to be open about your own faults as a service company, and from the other side, if you are open about your faults and how you're going to fix them, it helps build that trust level between the two parties, right? So I think that's more important on the sales side that I've seen. It's not learning a pitch and sweet talking them, right? It's having that open and honest communication and highlighting the value you provide now, and then highlighting the value you can provide, if you develop a partnership a year or two down the road, because a lot can happen. And that's something that I like about Cold Bore, is that we are, working with our clients to develop goals that create value for them and for us, right? So, and they help steer the ship, so we're not wasting time on developing things that don't have direct value to them. So, all that being said, no sales experience. I guess it's just talking to people, right? And then if you have a certain topic that you both are interested in, operational efficiency is kind of where I lived in my previous life, and it's kind of where I want to stay within this company as well. I think there's a lot of meat on the bone that we can provide and a lot of tools we can provide for the clients, right? So.
Awesome. Well, Jason, grateful that you joined us 2 months ago and made a big impact on our business, our customers' business, and it's really good to have you in the team, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we have a kick-ass team here. We really do, and you see it on the day-to-day, right? So I have a limited work history, right? I had a really good team at Parsley, and I had a couple, contract roles in between then and now, and with larger companies, right? So I didn't get the team vibe and the cohesiveness, right? Yeah. And I think it's important, right? And even being here, we work, and that's a challenge for Cold Bore as a whole. We don't see each other face to face very often. It's tough, right? It's hard to build those inner team relationships. And I think an event like this is great, right? So we'll go after this conference, go drink a couple of beers, and just talk about things outside of work, right? I think it's important. And it's something we're doing within the data team. We're kind of coming up with these ideas of doing virtual happy hour, one day of the week, and just not talk about work, right? Just get to know each other better, because we don't get to talk to the software guys in Calgary other than, during work hours, right? But I think we're going to have sort of an initiative to start doing that, and I think the same is with client relationships, right? It's not just going and playing golf or getting drunk with them, right? Or all
Wait,
that.
We do that?
Yeah, but that's an aspect of it. But I think it's important to have that relationship outside, right? So, and it goes back to that trust thing that I said earlier. You can kind of feel out when somebody's being truthful or not. And being honest and open, and I think we're doing that as a company so far, so it's good to see that, right? But
let's hang her up.
Hang her up.
It's pretty good. Shot the shit for a bit. Got a comfy seat. That might have been like 20 minutes.
I don't know.